Hi guys. Today's video is a bit different, and I have been thinking about recording this video for a while now, but it was just not time. So I feel like now is the perfect time for me to record a video. I'm Caroline Torres, and thank you for clicking on this video. Please don't forget to subscribe down below, like my video, share this video with someone, and let's get started. So as you can tell by the title down below, I'm gonna be talking about mental health, depression, anxiety, all of that. And like I said, I have been thinking about recording this video before, but it was only until yesterday I saw Snowberry Pizza's TikTok, and she was talking about how she spent time in a mental institution, and that gave me great comfort to see that people go through the same things that I go through, and they are able to share them on the internet. So yeah, I'm just gonna be sharing my journey with my mental health and depression and anxiety and all of that. I hope that you guys find a safe space with my video. And yeah, so my journey with mental health, my journey with mental health started, I think, in high school. No, 2020. But before that, let me just tell you about myself. I'm a very not quiet person, but yeah, I'm an introvert extrovert, and I regard myself as an empath, meaning I take things very seriously. I take things too hard, so everything hurts me. I can read people's feelings, I can read the room, so I take things too hard, and I've always been that kind of kid. I isolate myself. If I don't feel comfortable around people, I will isolate myself. Even my family knows I'm just that type of person, but I just could not explain it at that age. Those are the things that I just picked up on before 2020, that okay, I feel like I'm different. I just feel like I'm a different person. Not saying that other people don't go through those stuff, but that's how I realized that things don't work the same way as other people. So life started happening in 2020. 2020 was a lot for a lot of us, but for me personally, like 2022, like now, there's a lot that has happened, ne? There was COVID. I started my first year in COVID. I moved 4 hours away from home. I was the first year in another province, in another city. So all I can say is, in the past 3 years, I have gone through a lot, like a lot. And for other people, I know we all go through stuff, and for other people it's just life. But not personally, I take my traumas very seriously. I have gone through a lot, in the sense of school, varsity, relationships, friendships. Let's just say all the people that were in my life in 2020, I are not in my life anymore for reasons that I'm not comfortable sharing. It was my fault or theirs. I'm not saying whose fault it was, but all the people that I had in my life in 2020 are not in my life anymore, and that was traumatic. That hurt a lot, and just on school, on top of that, exams, being in an environment that I'm not used to, that was just a lot on me. I'm only 22, but I honestly feel like I've gone through so much. And for other people, like I keep saying, people go through life. I'm not saying people don't go through a lot. People go through a lot, but not personally, I just feel like it was just too much for me. So with that being said, I just want to, number one, I just want to talk about how hard it is to describe depression or anxiety. You can go to Google, you can watch a lot of TikToks, but it's so hard to like explain why you feel like that, what is going on in your head, why do you have these feelings. I remember back in, I think, January, I told my mom that I wanted to see a therapist. Yes, I've been to therapy. I went to therapy in January, and I just want to add that the only reason I could get into therapy was because my mom works in that hospital. So I also want to talk about how hard it is to get those resources, whenever you don't have the cash to pay for them. So I was just lucky because my mom worked at that hospital, and I was able to see a therapist. I went to therapy. It was amazing. I'm going back. I don't know when, but it was just amazing, you know. So yeah, I was telling you guys that the first time I finally confided in my mom, and I was like, I'm not okay, I want to see a therapist. And she was like, I want to see a therapist. She was like, why? And this, what I said was, I just feel like we all go through life, ne? And other people find it easier to get back up, but I can't. Like, I find it very hard to like get back up and be okay. And even though my mom did not understand it, she was very supportive. She was like, okay, we'll go. And she organized everything. So I just want to talk about how hard it is to like explain why you are like this to people and what is going on, because it's bad enough that we want other people to understand, but we don't even understand what's going on with ourselves, you know. Okay, fine. I want to make an example, ne? I take mental health as an immune system. It's nothing that I've read about, it's nothing that I got on Google, but it's just how I find it easy to understand mental health. I take mental health as like our immune system. We all know, Hore, if your immune system is very weak, you are prone to get sick. You know, you are prone to get, like I was saying, whenever your immune system is very weak, you are prone to like get sick from other things, you know. So I feel like, number one, the reason why I feel like my mental health is really bad is because I have gone through a lot in the past 3 years, and that's why my mind, or my brain is just, my heart or my brain just finds it hard to like handle certain stuff, even the little stuff. I feel like I'm in this stage right now because I'm going through exams, so things are just not looking good, you know. So because I have gone through so much in the past 3 years, I feel like my mental health is very weak, and that's why I find it hard to like handle a lot of stuff, you know. So if I would explain mental health to someone and they would ask me what is mental health, I would make an example. Yeah, Hore, imagine if your body keeps being beaten up, like or for example, your leg, you keep getting injuries on your leg, you keep getting hurt, you keep getting infections. Do you think your leg is gonna work the same? It won't. It won't, because it's gone through so much, and it will take like a longer time for it to work properly, you know. So it's the same thing with our mental health. Whenever we go through a lot of stuff and we do not get help, even sometimes we do get help, but it just doesn't go back to that state where it was in the beginning, you know. There are different reasons to why our mental health is like this. For example, we have genetics, which for me, I also feel like I got my mental health from my genetics. Like, it's just weak because of genetics, you know. But also because we do go through so many stuff and we don't get help, ultimately your mental health is like, girl, I cannot handle this, you know. And that's why you find yourself in a lot of situations where you could handle, or some people could handle, but when how cool, because my mental health just can't. Like, I cannot, girl, I cannot. That's like the easiest way to explain how mental health, what mental health is. I have days where I will like compare myself to a lot of people who, why do other people seem so happy? Other people have gone through way worse. Why do you feel like that, you know? Why is your mental health so weak? Why are you always crying? Why don't you always feel like waking up, you know? And I read this other book, I'm reading this other book, I'm not finished, which is why, like, I'll put it on the screen, I forgot the title, but there's a chapter where it explains how trauma is relative to all of us, and it speaks about an example, a school is burning, ne? And the class that's burning is like a preschool class, you know. So the trauma is gonna be relative for the preschooler and the kid who is in grade 5, and the fireman who is saving the class, you know. So the preschooler, is the trauma is going to be different because it happened right in their face. And for the one who is in grade 5, yes, it's traumatic, but they did not see it or experience it that way, so the trauma for him is going to be different. And also for the firefighter, because that's her job, it is going to be traumatic, but it's going to be like a lot easier to handle. So the next time you just feel like when you are weak or you don't handle things differently, just consider the fact that we are not the same. We are not the same. Life is not the same to all of us. And I'm not saying I'm disregarding other people's trauma. Trauma is trauma, but it's very relative to how people handle it. And like I mentioned, there are several reasons why people have mental health issues. It could be genetics, or just going through a rough time, or like your hormones are not balanced. There are like different reasons as to why a person might feel like that, you know. Now I am going through exams, so it's a very stressful period in my life. For the next month, it's gonna be a very stressful period in my life, and because I already have so much baggage that I'm dealing with, it just adds on to my mental health. So right now I can say that it's very hard to wake up and to just be a productive person. And trust me, I'm that girl who will be googling how to feel better. I know the sun makes you better, I know exercising helps, I know eating right food helps, but it's just at that moment you just don't feel like doing anything, you know. I don't know where this video is going actually, but I just want the person who's watching this video and is somewhat going through a hard time to remember that your feelings are valid, and don't think you are weak. Don't think that when you can't handle stuff and why you're not like other people. You are that way because of a reason, and that does not make you weak, or you know, like what I'm trying to say is you're not alone. You are not alone, and you can look at people and be like, oh, she's so happy, everything is going well, but meanwhile they cry themselves to sleep, you know. And I urge people to get help, even though I feel like, as much as help is advertised as help is everywhere, this and this and this, we know what, if you do not have the resources, the next thing you will get on a list, the next thing they tell you to wait like 3 months. Oh, and it's a lot. For in that 3 months, what am I gonna do? Because I was placed on a list whereby I have to get like anxiety medication, and my mom was like, okay, in the meantime, what do you do? What do we do? So at least for other people, they can go to Clicks and pick up something that will help them, but for other people, what are they gonna do, you know? But always seek help and get on the side of social media that shows you that mental health is not a bad thing. You are not weird, or you're not this kind of a person because when are you going through this and this. I really hope that I got my message across, and I want to do more videos like this, because I feel like my mental health is not the worst, but I want to take this journey seriously. I want to get to a point where I'm like, I'm fine, I'm okay, and I'm going to share that journey with you guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe down below. Share this video with someone who needs it, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.